Hey Myron, this is your booster you sent me for checking. It is certainly a very early, very primitive version of this booster, and one I had not seen before. This is what I'm used to seeing. Boosters that look like this, and on the top here we've got this fitting right here, which is a test port. You can see you've got yours, and then we got this one here. This is a test port, and obviously this looks like it's set up where you could drill and put a fitting in there if you so chose, or actually just a bolt. Anyway, what we do is I hook up my vacuum to this, and it tells me if the vacuum is being fully utilized internally. Also, let's see, we're looking at here, of course, if you have a fill plug on the back, that means that this has got a leather diaphragm inside of it, not the rubber like these later versions, but it has leather, and so you're supposed to put mineral oil in there to that fill plug point. Then I've already got, since it's not my first rodeo, I actually had fittings for your booster, which is an odd size of thread compared to all my other boosters. So what we got is we're going to be able to check hydraulics. So we got hydraulic in, and these are Schrader gauges, and what this gauge does is it goes up and maxes out, and then this gauge continues and goes up and maxes, gives you your final pressure. And you got your output here, and this gauge goes up, and if it maxes out here, this gauge continues the process. So without any vacuum attached, this booster should simply register what our input pressure is and our output pressure. They should be the same. And here's our master cylinder, and so here we go. We're simply going to activate the booster without vacuum. And there's the extent of my input is right there, and you can see the output is about the same. Now, it's interesting. The falling valve could, the falling needle could simply be my master cylinder leaking. The master cylinder is actually about a 1/4 inch dowel, a steel rod in a rubber O-ring. Anyway, so we get up to, yeah, you can see my master cylinder is not doing its thing. It doesn't activate it all the time. Alright, so we're getting the same pressure. Alright, now what we're going to do is release. Going to hook up vacuum, what vacuum we can have. And let's see here. Okay. Now what would happen ordinarily is this gauge would go up to show our vacuum, their pumps creating, and this gauge would follow, and then as the booster is activated, this gauge, the control gauge works off of this guy right here. But since we don't have any place to stick it right now, this gauge will remain at 0. Oh, oop, oop. Got to plug it in. Alright. Got good vacuum. Now one of the first things we're going to check is just to make sure this is not leaking internally here by putting our hand over it. Okay, no problem. Let's activate the booster, see what happens. Okay, what I was checking is I got a leak from the top bleed screw here. Okay, top. Alright, so let's snug it down. Looks like a 9. We'll snug it down. That may have been where we were losing our pressure. I mean, our master cylinder may not have been at fault. Let's see. this is a design change that they made. They know they put a fitting in here, so if this lead screw got screwed up somehow into the fitting, you could replace the fitting. Unfortunately, on this one here, we're going right into the aluminum. All right, so let's leave that cloth right there to pick up any overage. Alright, we got input 350, output well over 600, 750. Alright, 350 to double that is 700, so we've got our 2-to-1 boost ratio. This booster is working. Alright, while it's under pressure, let's check for leakage. We're still dry here. Dry here. We got no leakage here. Vacuum is holding. We got lost pressure a little bit, but as I say, I believe that's in my master cylinder. Yeah, because right now I'm activating the master cylinder. It's not doing anything. There we go. It just catches once in a while. According to my machine, that's a fully functional booster. And it releases like it's supposed to. Let's double check, double check. Alright, 350 input. Well, it's almost 900 out, so we're probably at about 400, 450. And there we go, 900 psi out. Nothing else I can check on this booster. I will pull these plugs out, this plug out here and this one here, to make sure we don't have any fluid inside. But right now it's fully functional, and I wasn't losing any pressure on the gauge on the pressure side to indicate that there might be leakage inside the booster down here. So I will do that next and report back.